Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bluebird Magic, or welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. I really hope you enjoy your reading or get something positive out of it. Today I just decided to do a short one for you guys. This is going to be an answer to a question that's on your mind or something you've been wondering about. So this is just going to be some quick insight into something that has been on your mind. So this reading may not resonate for everyone. It's a general reading, so obviously, none of them will resonate with everyone, but this one in particular may not resonate with as many people. But I just felt very called to do this one, so I'm not sure who this will be for, but if it resonates, it resonates. And if not, you might want to go look for another reading, or, I'm going to be doing some more readings soon. I had done just letting you guys know. Well, first I wanted to just say a thank you to all of my beautiful subscribers. As always, I love you guys and thank you so much for being here. And I really appreciate you so much. And, just thank you for all of the ways you support the channel and support me, and all of the kindness that you bring to the comment section, and and to the world. I just appreciate you guys being you, and yeah, just thank you for everything. Okay, so now I'm gonna say sorry for the noise outside. My neighbors just started making a lot of noise. Anyway, it was calm until I sat down to do the reading. I swear that happens so often. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? Right. I have more readings in the works, guys. Just wanted to let you know I have more future spouse readings coming, more other love readings coming, and I am working on a letter. I'm working on several projects at once, and they're big projects, so like it's taking me a while to edit everything. I did one video that literally it was supposed to be my next video, but it ended up being so long that it was actually too long to be able to be uploaded to YouTube, because I finally did it, guys. I did too much. To the point where literally it was too big to upload. So, like they wouldn't let me. There's a limit on how many hours your video is allowed to be, and mine went over it. So I don't know what to do now, but I'm going to have to edit it in some way that I'm going to be able to upload it, or I might have to like cut parts of it off, like maybe the confirmation parts, like with charms. I might have to cut all of those parts out and then stick them in a separate video or something. I don't know what I'm going to do, but the point is it's taking me a while to figure it out, and it's going to take me a long time to edit it. So I can't just like I didn't want to just wait until that one was done, because it's going to take me a long time. So in the meantime, I wanted to do some shorter ones so I could check in with you guys, and because my guides were like really tapping me on the shoulder to do this one for some reason. So I feel like this must be important to some of you guys out there. And I wanted to do this for you because it must be important and just wanted, but in the meantime, while I'm working on these like big, longer projects, it's going to take me a while. I'm going to try to do like a few of these shorter ones, but I didn't want people who like the longer readings to panic and think I wasn't doing them anymore. I am doing them. They take a really long time, guys. And so anyway, it's taking me a while, but I am doing it. And I'm going to be trying to do some shorter ones in between, and also make sure that I don't do too much and make myself sick again, guys. So thank you for everyone who's hanging in there with me. And thank you to everyone who like watches all my videos. I appreciate you guys so, so much. I really, really do. Yeah. You guys really mean a lot to me. All right. So, and it means a lot to me too, to know that you get something out of these videos and that you really enjoy them. Because yeah, it's just a special thing to be able to be a part of this, this interaction, and to get to connect with you and your guides and read for you and to have you enjoy, you know, being here. It's just really nice. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it and appreciate it so much, guys. So anyway, I hope this helps someone. And I will leave you now to choose your cards. We have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. And I will give you a minute to meditate on the cards, play some music for you guys as always, and then I will see you in your reading. Okay, and if you still need a minute to choose, you can pause the video and take as much time as you need, and I will see you in your reading. Hi group 1, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you will get something out of this, and okay. I hope you are well, and if you're not, I hope that you become well very soon, or that things drastically improve for you very, very soon. And I am sending you lots and lots and lots and lots of love. Okay, so see what we've got here. Ooh, okay, well, we have take action. So for you guys, and I'm not going to do a like confirmation that this is your group for this reading since it's a short reading. So it's just going to have to be one of those deals where if it resonates, it resonates. And I'm just going to give you what I'm picking up on. But yeah, so what I see here for your answer, for your advice from your angels, from your guides, from the divine right now, is that now is the time for you to take action. So if there's something on your mind that you've been thinking about and you've been like on the fence, like, or you've been putting it off, and you know, you feel like maybe you should do it, or you've been wondering when was the right time to do it, or you were kind of thinking, yeah, that you should do something, but you've been putting it off. Now is the time. So if you were thinking like of putting it off any longer, your guides are suggesting that now is the time to take action. So they're encouraging you, they're giving you a little nudge, and basically saying, okay, now's the time, go for it. Go ahead and take action. Or if you were wondering about a situation where you were wondering if something was just gonna work itself out, or if you were just wondering if like someone else was going to come to you, for instance, this, or if something was going to just happen, this is an indication that your guides are suggesting that you taking some sort of initiative, like some sort of action first, or you making the first move, you taking the initiative is going to produce a result quicker. Or it could just be too that like if, yeah, it just seems like it's in your hands, like the ball is in your court. And now would be a good time to take action, and your guides are encouraging you to take action. Yeah, I'm hearing get back on the horse. So it could be like for some of you, you've been taking a break for a while on something, and your guides are just letting you know now's a good time to get back to it. Now's a good time to try again. Now's a good time to try to get back on a schedule is something that I'm hearing too. But it just seems like they're saying now's the time to move. Like now's the time for action. Now's a good time to like make it, you know, like, yeah, make a move. To do the thing. So yeah, that is what I'm hearing for you guys. That is the message. And then I'm going to get you guys a few affirmator cards, or we'll see how many come out for you. But these are just like affirmations that might give us a little bit more, might give you a little bit more helpful information maybe on how to take action, or things, encouraging things your guides would like to tell you about whatever this is referring to for you personally. Yeah, they're basically saying now's the time. Yeah, like now's, I just keep hearing now's the time. I'm also hearing strike while the iron is hot. So I tend to get a lot of old sayings, or like, I don't know why that's what they give me, but it is. Okay. All right. So what else for group one? Any final words for group one? Something that would be helpful for them regarding this situation. I just heard Katie. I don't know why, but okay. All right, so your card is trust. Here it is. Oh, and I forgot to hold this one up for you, I think. Or maybe I did hold it up. I can't remember. Anyway, here's this one. And then here is your affirmation. It says trust. I trust that everything will be okay in the end. Partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. Oh my gosh. Okay, so basically these are kind of cheeky and like kind of, these aren't your typical affirmations. They're supposed to be kind of funny. So anyway, basically what I'm getting from this card is your guides just want you to, yeah, basically they're letting you know things are going to work out, and they're asking you to have trust in this situation, which I know is not always the most fun thing to hear, and I'm sorry. But yeah, it's, they're basically telling you though that things are going to work out. So they're asking you to take action and trust that it will work out in your favor, that it will, that the universe has your back, and that these sharks aren't going to get you. You're going to be able to, I know it might feel to you almost like you're crossing this tightrope with a blindfold on, with sharks around you. But it's like your guides are letting you know though it will be okay, even though it looks bad right now. If you take action, eventually something is going to work. Like even if it doesn't work the first time, whatever you're doing, or even if it doesn't go exactly as you had hoped or exactly to plan, they're asking you to have trust that it will work out in the best way for you. Even if it doesn't look like that at first, it is working out. Things are going to work out in your favor. Things are going to be okay. It will work out. Things are going to be okay. And your guides, are acknowledging that this is difficult for you to do. So whatever you're taking action on, I think it is difficult, or it is something scary, which makes sense, because it does seem like it's something maybe you've been putting off or having to take a break from. And so getting back on the horse per se might be hard to, it usually is hard to do when you've had a long break with something, or any type of break. But especially if it's something you're nervous about doing, even if it's, or if it's something you're doing for the first time, whatever it is you're doing and taking action on, they're acknowledging that it is scary, and you're nervous about it, and you're worried it won't go well, and your guides are asking you to trust that it will go well. Even, again, if it's not, even if it doesn't seem like it's going well at first, it will turn out in your favor in the end. You will have success. You will make it to the other side of this, whatever it is. You will make it across. Yeah, you'll make it to the other side of this tightrope. You'll make it to the other side of this situation. And it will be okay. I just keep hearing that, like, even if it looks scary right now, it will be okay. Or even if it doesn't look like things are going well right now, it will work out. It will go well. Trust that everything is working out. Your guides have your back. The universe has your back. And I just feel like, yeah, that is the main message for you guys. And I know, I also want to acknowledge that they're saying, excuse me, that that it's easier said than done. You know, that they're realize they want to say, they know that this is not an easy thing to ask of you. This is not something where it's just like, oh, just trust, like it's easy. They know it's not easy. They know it's very hard what they're asking you to do, especially with this here at the bottom of the deck. It says personal growth. As I move towards greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get to where I am, but now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. Okay, so yeah, basically they're saying they know that it's really hard to trust, that it's not easy, and it's especially hard when you've had a pattern, when you've had like a pattern of things not working out well in the past, where it felt like just thing after thing failed, or where whatever it is you're taking action on didn't go well before. They realize that it's a really big ask to ask you to have, they know it's a lot to try to trust that it's going to go well and take this action even though you're scared. They know that it's asking a lot of you, and they know that it's really hard right now. But I think they're saying that trust, having trust that it will work out, choosing to trust and choosing thoughts that yes, it will work out, and telling yourself, yes, it will work out when those thoughts creep up that, oh, this bad thing is going to happen and that bad thing is going to happen. Choosing to fight back against those thoughts and say, no, I do trust, I choose to trust that everything is working out in my favor and everything will work out in the end. It's like choosing that new thought. They know that that's really challenging. And that is part of how you are growing and expanding right now. It's like, it's like, I feel like you guys may have been, might have a habit. Maybe it's not even a habit, but it's like, I just feel like a lot of things haven't gone well in the past. And so now you have it, now the thoughts that run through your mind is like, it's never going to work out, or they're more pessimistic thoughts, or like, well, it works for other people, but it's not going to work for me, or like, it never worked before, so why would it work now? Things like that, I feel like may have gotten repeated, or like, I can't do it. If somebody told you you couldn't do something in the past, maybe you still have those thoughts go through your head. But whatever it is, that's the repeating thoughts that are dragging you down and are more negative, that aren't really building you up, that aren't really supporting you in taking actions towards what it is you would really like to do, those thoughts that are holding you back, I feel like that's something that you are shifting right now. That's something that you're changing. That's something that you are rewriting. Or that's what your guides are asking you to do right now. And I feel like that's a part of your personal growth right now. And I feel like that's really going to help you a lot. So some of you, for instance, might want to try affirmations, or maybe you guys are doing affirmations, or subliminal affirmations, or some sort of hypnosis or self-hypnosis. But something where you're replacing old thought patterns with new thought patterns, or you're choosing to think certain thoughts instead of just letting the old thoughts run away with you and to stop you in your tracks and keep you from moving forward. All the thoughts that keep you from taking action, I feel like you're noticing those thoughts. You're noticing where it's coming from. You're noticing why they stop you and what it is that's stopping you from taking action in your own mind. And then you're finding ways to push back against those thoughts, to weed those thoughts out of your mind, or at least push back against them. It's like you're finding, I'm hearing like you're finding the antidote, or you're finding, you're finding the weapon that works against these thoughts, these certain thoughts. Like you're finding other thoughts that counteract. It's like you're finding the perfect thoughts that counteract the negative thoughts that you've always had. And it's like those thoughts, you're finding the correct thoughts to basically, I think you're invalidating, what I'm hearing is like you're invalidating the thoughts that hold you back. So you're finding new thoughts that are like the perfect argument to use against the thoughts that have been in your mind that hold you back, or keep you stagnant, or, keep you in a place of fear and keep you from being able to move or take action, move forward. It's like, I feel like you guys are going to be finding, or maybe you guys already have and you're just working on, because even if you do find things that help shift your thinking, sometimes it can still take practice, and sometimes it doesn't work as well as you'd like it to every time. Like sometimes you're still going to have a really bad day. And so, yeah, I know that basically I'm just hearing that it's not, your guides know it's not easy, but they're just asking you to try to take it one step at a time, is something I'm hearing too. And just see like every step that you make, really acknowledge every step that you take as a victory, no matter how small it is. And I feel like that's going to help you. I just keep hearing, put one foot, yeah, that was confirmation, put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. Just take some action, any action, even if it's just a tiny little baby step. They're encouraging you to take that tiny little baby step, because again, they add up. Those steps add up. They will get you further than you think, further than you can see in the beginning. But yeah, I'm just hearing the small steps will add up. Like even if you feel like, oh, I can't do the whole project right now, or I can't do the whole thing, so I'm just not going to do that. I'm just gonna, whatever it is you usually do instead of doing the thing that you actually know that you probably should be doing. Instead of doing that, your guides are encouraging you to just do one little thing. Even if you can't do the whole thing, what tiny thing can you do? Or even what step can you do to prepare for doing the thing if you can't actually do the thing yet? It's something like that. It's kind of like that old saying, when fishermen can't go to sea, they stay home and mend their nets. That's another message that I'm getting to. It's like, even when you can't actually take the full action, you can still do something to at least maybe prepare for taking the action. So, yeah, your guides are just encouraging you to just move in the direction, even if it's just a tiny little baby step in that direction. And that will really help you too. And yeah. And this is really difficult things to deal with, group one, because I feel like you guys have been dealing with a lot of fear here. And I think, it's understandable where it's come from, because I think, things genuinely have not gone well in the past, or you felt like you did fall in the water and a shark got you, or, that it didn't go well. Like you tried to trust, or you tried to have positive thinking, you tried to do things well, and then you felt like you failed, or something really bad happened. And so I just really feel for you guys, group one. And I know this can't be easy for you. But your guides are saying it will work out this time, and they just really want you to try and to just take, even if you're just easing into it, just take a little step. It doesn't even have to be a full big step, but just a little step. And that they are supporting you in this. And I just keep hearing that you will get there. And there is another message too, that it's like, if you don't at least try, if you don't take this action, I feel like, they're saying you're going to regret it, that you might, then you'll have to deal with like the regret of not doing this. And what I'm hearing is like, even if you were to fail, which I don't think you will, I think things will go better than you think, even though it might not look like that at first even. But even if things didn't work out, even if you did fall in that water with all those sharks again, I feel like your guides are saying, you would be able to fish yourself out of there, or the universe would help fish you out of there. And you could always try again, which I know sounds harsh, but I just feel like they're saying it would still be better, even if the worst case scenario happened with this, that it would still be better than not taking action at all. So they're just saying they know that this is hard, and maybe it doesn't look like there's a great option at the moment for some of you in this group. Or it might just, it looks like either direction you look at looks hard. So like, to not try for this, to not take action is going to be bad. But if you do take action, it's going to be really scary still. And so that also seems bad. And, but the message is that if you don't try, it will be worse. If you don't go for it, if you don't at least try, if you don't at least take a step, if you don't at least try it, if you don't go for this thing, that is going to feel worse. That is going to be worse overall long term for you than trying and failing, is something I'm hearing too. So, which I know maybe doesn't sound like the most comforting message, but it's sort of like, but it is meant to be helpful in that, yeah, it's basically like, you will regret it more if you don't try. The consequences of not taking action are worse than taking action, even if you do fail. But I don't feel like you're going to fail. I feel like things are going to work out. That's why they're asking you to trust. And they're asking you to try, because it really might work out for you guys. And it looks like it's going to work out for you guys. And that is why you're here in this reading, because it is meant to work out for you guys. It is meant to work in your favor. But again, if you're not open to believing that yet, because I feel like it's hard for you guys to, again, it's hard for you to trust. So, excuse me again. So the message, the other, that's why I'm giving you the message that, you know, I know it's hard for you to trust that it will go well. So even if you can't trust that it will go well, just trust, at least know that if it doesn't go well, it's still going to be better than if you don't try at all, is what I'm hearing. So I hope this is helpful, guys. I really feel for you, because I feel like I know this is probably not exactly what you want to hear. It might be, you might know that it is kind of what you need to hear, or it was kind of what you thought you might hear for some of you, or what you've been feeling nudged to do. But I know it's not the most fun message to hear. And I'm sorry I can't give you a more, I feel like I wish I could give you a more uplifting reading, or more of a like, yes, it's happening reading. But I feel like the message just more is coming from a place. I just know that I'm talking to a stressed out group. So if you're not stressed out about this, or if you don't have any sort of like trepidation or concern about taking action or moving forward, then this probably isn't your group or your message. But because I really do feel like, yeah, there's hesitation. There has been hesitation here, which is why your guides felt like they wanted to come through and give you the message of take action. So, oh, that's interesting. Okay. I just opened the deck, there was one poking out, so I cut the deck, and it says ideal partnership. Okay, so for a lot of you, this will be a confirmation. It doesn't have to be, but for a lot of you in this group, this is a confirmation for you that this has something to do with a partnership. So something to do with with a romantic relationship for some of you, or could be any type, but that would make sense. So it kind of seems like maybe somebody might be hesitating to, for instance, ask someone out maybe, or talk to someone about something, open up about something, take some sort of risk in a relationship. So for some of you, it could be you're afraid you'll be rejected, or you won't be received well, or things won't go well. So this actually makes sense with the message I was picking up on too, because it's like, I just felt like I needed, because I felt like to say, trust that it will all work out, was almost like falling on deaf ears, or like, it was sort of like, if I said that, I just felt the resistance. I kind of felt like in this group, it's like, I was saying, just trust that it'll work out. And I just kind of felt like there was a little bit of an energy of, sure it will. Or like, oh yeah, it's so easy to just trust. And I was feeling that feeling, and I knew it was, and I just, yeah, okay, so this makes sense, because I do feel like it's easy to feel that way when things have failed in the past, or when they haven't gone well in the past. I totally get that. And again, I think I'm just repeating the same message, but yeah, basically, I just feel like I know it sucks, and I know it's scary, and I know that you probably really wish you didn't have to do it at all, and you wish you didn't need to take action. But I feel like the message here is your guides are just suggesting that you need to take action. Or, you know, obviously you have free will, so you don't need to do anything. But if you don't take action, you're not going to get the result that you want. That the result that you're hoping for, that would really actually make you happy, lies in taking action here in this circumstance. And I think that's why they really wanted me to give you the reasoning that, well, even if you do crash and burn, even if it does go as bad as it could, you will be able to make it back up onto that tightrope again. And it will still be better. You will still be stronger than you were before. And it will still be better than if you had never tried. And I know that that can be a difficult thing to process, or a difficult thing to understand, because it just feels so bad sometimes when things we don't want to have happen. And I know how hard it is. Like, trust me, I'm not just like trying to preach at you. It's like, I know how badly things can go, and it hurts so. I know how hard it is to get back up after being devastated by something or someone. And I just don't want to downplay how difficult this is, whatever it is you're working on, that you know you need to take action on. I just want you to know that you are very, very brave and very courageous. And I'm sorry that you need to be courageous in the first place. I wish I could just tell you, hey, you don't have to do anything. Just sit here and something will magically appear. I really wish I could give you that message, but for whatever reason, and I think it is because they mentioned the personal growth card here, for whatever reason, this is something you're meant to take this step. And I think the mindset that will be most helpful is, even if I fail, or even if I fall, even if I crash and burn, even if things go horribly badly, and everything that I'm afraid will happen happens, I will still be able to get back up again, because I'm freaking strong and I'm powerful like that. And I will be able to tell myself, you tried, you went for what it was that you wanted to go for. You didn't just sit there. You didn't just wonder. You didn't just let time pass you by, let opportunities pass you by until it was too late. You didn't do that. You got up, you tried, you took action, you did your best, and you're a freaking badass for that, because it's hard. It's hard to take action because it's so scary, especially if it's something you really, really want and things have gone badly in the past. You do have to be a freaking badass. You have to be kick ass to do that, okay? You really do. People pick people apart sometimes and like criticize people for like trying and failing, but I'm just being brought back to the man in the arena speech. It's like, at least you know, like, they're not the ones in the ring. They're not the ones that actually are doing the thing. Like, a lot of times anybody who will judge you for whatever, you know, you failed at, they're not the ones actually trying it themselves. You know, I guarantee you there's something that they want to do deep down in their heart that they're not doing because they're afraid, okay? So you're at least way braver than them. You're way more courageous, and I'd rather be friends with someone like that than somebody that would just, anybody who would look down on somebody for trying and failing at something. I don't know if that's making sense. I feel like, I don't know if that made sense, but that's the whole point. It's like, you can try at something and fail at it and still be okay. You know, it doesn't, I guess what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter if you fail. I mean, yes, it will suck and it will hurt in the moment. And I'm not saying that falling down or not getting what we're hoping for doesn't hurt. It does. It hurts and it sucks and it's awful. And I have failed many times, and I've had things that disappointed me and hurt me so badly that I thought I would never, ever be able to heal or ever be able to get back up or even freaking live my life ever again. Okay. So like, and that might sound dramatic, but I've had some pretty bad shit happen to me in my life. And I just want you to know, this isn't about me, but I just want you to know that, like, there's someone else out there too. You know, I sometimes we can lose track and it just feels like we're alone. And I just didn't want you to feel like you were alone. And I didn't want you to feel like I was preaching at you about something that I didn't even understand. You know, I have so much empathy for you in this situation, but I just want you to know that you will eventually succeed too. Even if you fail, even if something bad happens again this time, you will get up stronger than you got up before. And you will be stronger than you were before, because you'll know. And if you keep in your mind the mindset of, it doesn't matter that I failed, failure is a step in success. And yes, I failed this time because it wasn't the right situation for me. What is meant for me will not pass me by. What is right for me will be mine in the end. And if it's not mine, then it wasn't meant for me. And it's sort of like, you'll know that it doesn't matter that you failed. That doesn't mean you will never succeed. It just means that this time, it just means it's another step. failure is a step in success for a lot of people. A lot of people fail many times before they succeed. A lot of successful people. And this even includes relationships too. Like, you can apply that same concept to this. It's like, if it doesn't work out with this person, even though I know at this moment it feels like this is the person you want to be with, if they reject you or something, or it doesn't work out, then they're not the right fit for you. And that means that there's someone else so much more wonderful out there for you. And as long as you are strong and brave enough to keep getting up and keep trying again, even though it hurts, you will succeed. You will find what you're looking for. You will find your person, or you will find someone who accepts you, or you will find success, whatever kind of success you're hoping to have. You will find it. You will get it. You will achieve it. Because you don't stop. That is the only thing that is standing between you and victory at this time is action. If you can become brave and if you can become strong enough to keep trying and keep getting back up when you fall, then you have everything you need to succeed. And if you don't have it yet, if it feels like, but I'm not strong enough to get back up, if this happens, I'll be shattered, I'm here to tell you, oh God, you're probably going to hate me for this, and it's blunt, but I don't know how else to say it, but I'm just saying, you're wrong. If you think that you can't get back up again, that this will shatter you so much, I'm telling you, you're wrong, because you're stronger than that. I can see that in your energy. I can see it in you, and I believe in you. I know you're stronger than that. I know that it doesn't feel good to go through pain, and you might not want to get up again, but I know that you can. And I know that for whatever reason, the universe has chosen you to be strong. And I know it sucks, because there were so many times, I know it sucks to be the strong one, And I want to tell you that I feel like you will have your moment when things go smoothly. You will have a time when things go easily. You will have a time when you won't have to be hurt and knocked down on the ground and have to pick yourself back up again and dust yourself off and heal yourself so that you can go out there and do it all over again. There will be a time when you're going to get to, when you're going to get to relax. There will be a time when you're going to get to, to go along with the boxing analogy, I guess we'll just go with, where you'll be able to hang up your gloves and you won't have to do it anymore. You will find it. You will get your success, and then you won't have to do this. You won't have to expend this energy towards picking yourself back up, healing yourself, and doing it again. I know that it's exhausting and it's hard. And you will have your time when you won't have to do that anymore, where you will have succeeded. And you won't have to keep this cycle up, because I know it's hard. It's like, even when you're strong enough to do it, it still sucks when it happens, because it does still take energy to heal from things. If you're open-hearted at all and you're not closed off and frozen and hardened, then it's gonna hurt, And I think that's why a lot of people do harden themselves off, because they don't want to hurt anymore. But if you keep your heart open and you keep going, yes, it will hurt if it doesn't go well, but you will also end up with a prize. If you don't quit, you will end up with a prize that a lot of people don't end up with. And the reason they don't end up with it, whether they want to admit it or not, is because they didn't try. They did let fear get in their way. They did let the pain stop them. They did let things make them cold and hard-hearted. They let things shut down their heart, or they let things get in their way. They let the past get in their way of taking action in the future. that could have actually gotten them what they wanted. They were too afraid, or they let the fear of the pain stop them. And if you don't let the fear of the pain stop you, you will achieve, you will have success, you will get what you want. And the universe supports you. They have your back. Your guides have your back. They don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you fall in that water. And I'm not saying that you're going to again. You may very well succeed the very next time you take action. This might go well. But even if it doesn't go well, eventually it will go well. If you don't quit, it will. It will happen. That is a guarantee. That's what I'm hearing. It's a guarantee. If you don't stop, eventually you will have success. And you will very, 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 very much be deserving of that success, and you will have earned that success big time by the time you get it, because you'll know how hard you worked, how much you went through to get to this place, and you will know how strong you are too. And there is something very satisfying about that. Even though going through the pain really sucks, there is some satisfaction in knowing what you've been through and come through and persevered through, and how much strength you've gained. There is something very satisfying in that. And it's a very special type of feeling, that satisfaction. And as hard as it might be to grasp, that can be its own sort of gift too. So, but I just feel like your guides are giving you an indication, though, that it very well may work out this time. They're not going to give you a hard yes or no about whether it will work out, but they want you to take that action. They want you to take that leap. They want you to walk on that tightrope. They want you to take that chance. They want you to take action and try. And they are letting you know that you will have success in the end, for sure. This card says, I am a rare and precious find, and my brilliance will be reflected back to me when I am paired with a true match. Yeah. My ideal partnerships and working relationships are easy and free-flowing. I deserve greatness because I am greatness. And to paraphrase Rumi, what I'm looking for is also looking for me. In fact, he or she might be paraphrasing Rumi right now. But yeah, so that's what I was basically trying to say too. Is like, you are amazing. You are amazing. You just need to find the right person who is looking for the same type of amazing that you are. And there is someone out there that you will find amazing, that will be able to see the amazingness in you, and you will be a perfect match for each other. That will happen. It just seems like for some reason, like, it's just sometimes for some of us, for some reason, we just don't find them first time around, you know? Some of us just really have to go through a lot of really difficult learning experiences, as you can call them, or growth building experiences in order to find who is right for us, or in order to align with or attract who is right for us. Sometimes we have to go through a lot of healing. Anyway, it's just like, yeah, you're amazing, and you will find someone who sees that in you and you see it in them, and it's mutual. That will happen. There is someone like that out there for you. It just seems like, what's the old phrase? Like, you might have to kiss a few frogs, I guess, in order to find your prince or your princess. But it just, and I don't know why it always happens that way for some of us. Why, not always, but why it happens for some of us and not all of us. But it just, for the sake of this reading, we're not focusing on that, but it just seems like the why isn't as important as that just is what it is at this point. Well, I don't know if this was helpful, group one, but that's what I've got for you. I feel like the message is complete, so please don't hate me too much in the comments section. But, you know, I guess what will be, will be. But anyway, if it did help you and you did appreciate it, if you could give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it, guys. And I am wishing you so much luck with this. I'm wishing you all the luck in the world, and I'm sending you healing thoughts for whatever disappointments or heartbreaks or difficulties you had to go through in the past. I just hope that never happens for you again. But if it does, just know you can get back up, and you are strong, and you are a badass, and you will find your diamond. You will find a unicorn, okay? You will find an amazing freaking partner. Like a freaking amazing partner, okay? Cuz you will be a freaking amazing partner. You either are now, or you will be by the time you find them. And you will find an amazing partner. And you will know, like I went through freaking hell. Like I went through all of these horrible situations, and I didn't quit. I didn't stop. I didn't lose faith, and I kept going even though it was hard. And now I have my person. That will happen for you if you don't give up, and your guides are encouraging you not to give up, and to take action on this, whatever it is. So, all right. Right, that part won't apply to everyone, but if this is something else for you, but I just felt like I needed to make that closing statement again. Okay, anyway, well, this is not a short read after all, again. But anyway, group 1, I hope this helped, and I hope next message will be like a happier one, or an easier one, or something like that, more enjoyable in some way for you guys. But yeah, thank you for being here. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I hope to see you again sometime soon, guys. Take care. Bye. Hi, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you will get something helpful out of this reading. And I am sending you guys a lot of love. And I hope that basically, if things aren't good for you, I hope that they become much, 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 much better for you very soon. If not, really, really amazing, which is the hope. I hope things will be, if they're not amazing for you now, I hope they will be amazing soon, basically. But I hope they are really, things are good for you right now, I hope. Man, I'm just going to be honest. The energy is heavy for this reading that I'm doing today. So I'm not sure if you are in a great place. I don't know if most of the groups are, but if you are, that's amazing. And I'm so happy for you. And again, if not, you're probably just annoyed with hearing me say it now, but I just really, really hope things get better for you guys soon. I really sincerely do. Okay, so for you guys, I feel like this is going to be a pretty straightforward, to the point message. So it's, again, I think you're going to know, I'm not going to do a confirmation section, because I think you're going to know if this is your reading or not based on the answer we're getting here, because it's like straightforward answer. So for you guys, it is a year from now is the card. So I really feel like this is a very quick, straightforward message. I feel like I'm just really hoping that it is at this point, because group 1 went way longer than I wanted to again. But anyway, for you guys, it's very clear. It is saying that whatever it is you're asking about, or whatever it is you're thinking about that you would like to have happen, the answer is that it is most likely to happen within a year. Probably closer to like a year from now. So I would say within I'm hearing 7 to 12 months is most likely like the window. 7 to 12 months from now is when it's most likely to happen. But it could happen anytime within the year, but that's the time frame I feel like it's most likely to happen in. So if that was a question you had in your mind about timing, like when is this going to happen, then this is your reading, and then this is your answer. So that's really very, very straightforward for you guys. Like this is the answer. So I'm just going to give you guys an affirmator card. And basically affirmations are supposed to be kind of funny. just to see if there's anything else they'd like to tell you about the situation, or anything that would be helpful for you to hear while you wait, or while, you know, before things happen. Okay, and I'm so sorry, my stomach is making noise. I'm really hungry again. Probably should have stopped after group 1 to take a break, but I feel like this one's going to be shorter, so. All right. Anything else that would be helpful for group 2 to hear in regards to the situation? My heart will go on. I believe that. Why am I hearing that? That seems really random. But nothing is random in these readings usually. So that might be a confirmation for some of you. That would be the song from the Titanic that Celine Dion sings. I think it's called My Heart. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the title, that My Heart Will Go On, but it's. Yeah, I don't know. That must mean something to someone. I wonder if it has. Okay. So, all right. We have clarity. Okay. So I feel like you guys are going to be getting some sort of clarity. Or if you get clarity, that might be something about getting clarity is going to help with whatever this is you'd like to have happen. Or maybe it is that you guys are hoping to have clarity on something, and they're saying that within this time frame is when you're likely to get the clarity you're looking for. It says, stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Okay, so yeah. I feel like the message for you guys, though, I'm pretty sure it's actually a simple message here for you. Rather than reading a lot into this card, I feel like it's very simple in that, like, you are likely to get clarity. Either you're going to get clarity on like, there's some sort of yeah, because we had patience. Okay, yeah. Patience is on the bottom of the deck here. So, okay. Yeah, I just feel like they're encouraging you to have patience, because you are going to get the clarity that you're looking for within a year. Like, it will happen. It will come in. You will. So if it's something you've been confused about, I feel like it probably is for some of you. Like, you've been wondering, or you've been asking for an answer. You want to know, why did this happen, or what is happening? Yeah, like why something happened, or you're wondering, yeah, what happened, or why did it happen, or what is going to happen, or what's meant to happen, or like what. It's just something about some it could be different for everyone in this group. It's very broad, but it's basically whatever it is that you've been hoping to have clarity on, or to figure out, or get some information on that you're missing. Basically something you're confused about or unsure about. I'm hearing, or afraid about. It's like you're going to have clarity. You will get the answers you're looking for. They will come in. Like, you're going to run across something, or have something come to you, some sort of information, or something that, some sort of realization or epiphany, or some sort of surprising information. I feel like it might be surprising for some of you, is going to come in. And so basically the message is you will get this clarity that you're hoping for. You will get this answer that you're hoping for. You will get the understanding that you're hoping for, the closure for some of you that you're hoping for. Like, you will understand. That is something I'm hearing. Like, the understanding will come. The clarity will come. You will have this. You will feel like, okay, I understand now. I understand why this happened, or I understand why this didn't happen, or I understand what happened, or I understand the purpose behind this, or like, oh my gosh, now I understand what it is that I want to do, or I understand. But whatever it is, it's like the path will be clear, or like your mind will be clear about it, or you will have the information that you've been missing, that you felt like you needed in order to have peace or in order to move forward. Even if that's just like a thought that comes to you that gives your mind rest. Whatever it is, you will have this, you will have the clarity, you will have the peace of mind, you'll have the answer. It will come to you within a year. And they're just encouraging you to have patience, and the answer will come to you, or the information again, or the realization, whatever it is. I feel like for a lot of you, it is like outside information coming to you, and it's going to help you understand something. The patience card says, congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is a sort of option now afforded to you by greater patience. Oh God. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. Oh my gosh. These cards. This one says sanctuary. Okay. So, yeah. For some of you, this has something to do with something involving your safety or your feeling of security. So that could have something to do with money or housing, or even something to do with family for some of you. But it's something that affects like your feeling of security and safety and belonging. Because the sanctuary card came out. And this one says, good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip. Or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath. Or a normal sized trip to a tiny bubble bath. Or maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. Okay, so I know this is a really weird message, but I feel like some of you, it might actually, like this, you might actually have like an epiphany in the bathtub. Like you might be in the bath or in the shower and an idea just like comes to you out of nowhere. Or like you just make a realization of some sort and it just comes out of nowhere. It's like, for some of you, that won't be for everyone, but that's a message I'm seeing here. And also with the patience card, the last line about the post office is actually really sticking out to me. And I feel like for some of you, you will be getting like something in the mail that helps you understand. So it's like some sort of answer comes to you through the mail. Or it could be email too, but like for some of you, it could be a document or like an official something. But it's like something will come to you through the mail or through an email that will give you clarity on something, that will give you an answer. And you will understand like why something had to happen or why something didn't happen. Or you're going to understand something about what will happen. But whatever it's like whatever you need an answer on, or whatever has been like that you've been really wondering about. It's something that you feel unsettled about, or something that you feel like has affected your sense of stability or safety, or yeah, something that has left you feeling unsettled is just what I keep hearing. Something unsettled, unsafe, like unstable, something like that. It's like you're going to get, you're going to get peace of mind again. There's something coming in that is going to give you peace of mind. For some of you, it is going to come in the form of like some information that's coming through the mail or an email. And it's going to make you feel, yeah, I'm just feeling like it's going to bring you a lot of peace and understanding. Like your mind is not going to keep going back to this thing anymore, or think about it so much anymore, because it's like you're going to have the answer or the understanding that you needed to be able to put this to rest. And you will have it within a year, but I feel like it will take a little while. It's not going to be like a week from now, probably not even a month from now. Like I said before, I was feeling the range from like 7 to 12 months from now. So, but within the year, it looks like you're going to have the answer, or you're going to have the information, or whatever it is that's going to give you this peace and allow you to put something to rest from the past that has been really like weighing on you, or causing you a lot of stress, or like confusion, that you just haven't really understood. Yeah, I just keep hearing putting it to rest, or putting it to bed. Like it's no longer going to be actively in your mind. It's like something that you can let it go now, or leave it behind, or something, or you like have peace about it, so you can move on. There's something about that. Yeah, and that's coming for you guys. So yeah. And I'm sorry if the cards came off as insensitive. It's just this deck is meant to be kind of funny and like a little bit sarcastic, and so hopefully that didn't upset any of you. Because I feel like maybe this might be this feels like a serious situation for some of you that has really been difficult for you. And maybe the funniness wouldn't be appreciated in this group at this moment. I don't know. I'm sorry. But hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this is a helpful answer to you. And this one on the bottom of the deck just says inspiration. It says, there is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon, it will be a flawless speech, voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. Yeah, so I just feel like, but you see how like there's somebody in this person's head with a megaphone and they're listening, and I just feel like, but I'm hearing, like what I'm getting from this card is announcement. Again, it's like there's going to be an announcement. That's just what I'm getting from this card. I just keep hearing an announcement. So also you might hear a speech. This information might actually come through a speech for some of you. Like you might hear a speech where something in it just clicks with you, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what I was missing. Or that's what I needed. Like that was what I needed to hear in order to have peace. Like that was the thought or the idea that I needed in order to have understanding or peace or clarity about something. It actually could come through a speech for some of you. Like maybe you see it on again, like YouTube or social media, or maybe even in person, but there's something here about like maybe some of you see a motivational speaker or something like that, and there's something in there that really, really changes something for you, it shifts something inside of you, or it just like, again, it just goes straight to your heart. It's exactly what you needed to hear, and it just really, it gives you a perspective on something that really helps bring you that peace. For others of you, again, there's some sort of like someone's telling you something, like you're getting some bit of information, some sort of, could even be like something is coming out publicly, where there's like, where something's being revealed publicly, or there's some sort of answer that comes out for you, and you're like, or again, you might receive a phone call or someone talking to you, but it's like, for others of you, it's like an announcement, like a more public announcement, or a lot of people are going to hear about something, and then that's going to give you, like, yeah, there's going to be clarity on it, because you're going to hear the truth about something. Like something's going to come to light. That's something that I'm hearing. Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else? Just keep hearing it's going to come to light. Something's going to come to light. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is, it says, don't take it personally, is the card that I felt like I needed to grab. And it just says, if someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like, maybe they just pooped their pants. Yes, that's probably it. But like, I don't know why it made me laugh. I'm sorry, guys. But like, it's just, but the point is, maybe for some of you, the clarity might be, you know what, for some of you, you might be getting an answer. There might be some sort of announcement, or you'll hear other people talking together about something, and you'll realize, oh my gosh, it wasn't just me. Like maybe something happened to you, or someone treated you a certain way, or said a certain thing to you, and maybe you really took it to heart at the time, or it really hurt you, or you didn't understand, or you thought it was just you that this had happened to, and maybe, you know, that was eating away at you, or was causing you to feel a certain way about yourself, or see things a certain way. And it's like, there's going to be some information that comes to light that allows you to see that, like, it's not, that it wasn't just you, you know, it had nothing to do with you. And also, for some of you, you might figure out that this person, if it was a person that did something to you, that this person or company or whatever has done it to other people too. And that it wasn't just you, that it wasn't just personal, that this is like their pattern. This is something they do, or maybe they scammed multiple people or something, or you find out that the scenario that you thought was playing out actually wasn't what was happening at all. Maybe someone lied to you, and you're going to hear about it, and you're going to see the situation or what happened in a completely different light. It's going to completely shift your perspective on it. And then you're going to be able to maybe let it go and realize, wow, it had nothing to do with me. Or, you know, it wasn't just me, might give you some peace about it, but there's something about it's coming to light, and it won't feel like you're carrying the weight of it anymore. Because I'm seeing this duck with this backpack on it, and I'm just feeling like weight on your shoulders, or you're carrying around this weight. And again, it's like you're going to be able to take this peel off of you, and throw it in the trash. It's like this weight that you're carrying, you're going to be able to take it off. You're going to be able to let it go. It's not going to be on you anymore. Some information, or some sort of information is coming to light. Something, yeah, some sort of understanding. Or again, it could be something that you hear that just shifts your perspective on what happened and gives you a different insight, different clarity on what, on an experience that you went through. So, it's one of those scenarios for you, but I feel like whatever it is, the weight is going to be lifted off. And you're going to feel like you can move on from that. You're going to feel lighter and freer, and like you don't have to carry that with you anymore. And I feel like that's going to bring a lot of peace and comfort. And I'm just feeling like refreshing. Like you're going to feel like you're almost like you're clean. Oh, and we have him getting rained on. It just feels like you're going to feel purified in some way and like you're ready for a new chapter or something, because I feel like this may have been something for you guys that's been weighing you down for a long time. And I'm so sorry, group 2. I'm so sorry you've been going through something like that. And I did pick up that maybe something had been a big, had been a struggle for you guys. So I can see that here. And I really hope that it's within 7 months, guys. I hope that it happens as quickly as it possibly can for you guys. I was hoping that we would get a time frame that was sooner. And, these aren't set in stone, so maybe it will come to you sooner. But I have this feeling like, like there are other people involved in this scenario. Like there are many, like, things that need to come together and line up in order for this information to come out in some way. So I feel like that's why it might take a bit longer. Because it's like there's something that really has to line up here, or many things have to happen in order for this information to come out, or in order for you to be in the right place at the right time to hear this message, something like that. So, okay, but I hope this was helpful for you guys, group 2. If it was, if you could give the video a thumbs up so that it could help it reach more people and help support the channel, I would really, really appreciate that. It means a lot, guys. And if you want to comment, I always love talking to you guys and hearing your comments. And yeah, so anyway, I am sending you guys lots of love, much love, and much luck with this. And I hope to see you guys again soon sometime, hopefully with a cheerier message than this. But yeah, I'll see you guys again soon, hopefully, and take care, group 2. Bye. Hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you will get something positive out of this reading that helps you in some way. Okay, so let's look at your card. I'm not doing a confirmation in this type of reading because it takes a lot of time, and because I feel like you guys are going to be able to figure out from the message whether this is a message that applies to you or not. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so we've got peaceful resolution. Got this pretty angel here. All right, so the answer for you guys is that the information they want to give you is that there will be a peaceful resolution to a situation. So I feel like if you chose this group, it's because there has been something that there's some sort of conflict going on that has been concerning you, that's been weighing on you, that maybe you have been worried about or wondering about, wondering how it was going to turn out. And this is letting you know that there is going to be a peaceful resolution to this situation. So again, I feel like it's pretty broad for this group. I feel like what you would be asking about could be a wide variety of things. So some examples would be that you could be asking about like a family connection or a friend. Like if there was a conflict with a family member, a friend, or a romantic partner, something like that. This is letting you know that things are going to be worked out, that most likely you guys are going to be able to work it out, and there will be a peaceful resolution. You guys will be able to come back together. Sorry, I have to get a drink, guys. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So, yeah, it could be a relationship thing. And this would indicate that either they're going to be able to see things from a different perspective and they might come around, or there might be a discussion or a conversation that you guys have that's going to help heal things between you. But for whatever reason, like however it happens, there is going to be some sort of, a healing, a coming back together, a resolution to the problem. Yeah, that was confirmation. So hopefully that is so yeah, so if this is something you were hoping for, then this would be your message. It could also be something to do with work. If there was something going on at work, this is, excuse me, letting you know that, again, whatever conflict you've had, whatever thing is like a problem right now that's up in the air, they're just letting you know it's going to be, things are going to be decided in your favor. There's going to be a resolution. There's going to be an answer to a problem. Things are going to work out for you. It is going to work out. It's going to be okay. So, and if it is something, it could also even have something to do with your house for some of you. Like I'm really seeing many different scenarios. It could even be something to do with like a house repair or a car repair, or like anything that's broken, whether it's a relationship or an object. Excuse me again. I just keep burping in your group. I'm so sorry. Anyway, sometimes that happens when I channel. So basically, whatever's broken, whether it be a relationship, an object like a car or a house, or for some of you, it could even be something that you lost that you will be able to find, or will be able to be repaired. But whatever it is, it's going to be repaired. It's going to be fixed. Things are going to be resolved. Things are going to work out well. In a way that I think you guys are going to be happy about, that you're going to be satisfied with. And if some of you were worried that you wouldn't be able to, that there was no way to fix this, or you were worried about finding a way to fix something or afford something, I feel like the resources for that are going to be available. If this is something to do with a conflict possibly that involves two people that you're not actually directly involved in, if that, right, that was probably confusing, but an example would be like, for some of you, this might be a situation where two people you know are fighting. For instance, like maybe two of your friends are fighting, or like your parents or something. I don't know why that's coming up, but if there's something where like two people you know are fighting with each other, this could also be a message for you that it looks like they're going to work it out. That it looks like their conflict is going to be resolved in a nice way. And there will be like a coming back together. So it could be that too. For very few of you, this could even have something to do with like a legal matter. Obviously I'm not a lawyer, and I don't usually, I'm not giving like a solid answer on what's going to happen, but it does look like things might work out. It looks like things are going to work out favorably. And if you're having an issue, like for instance, I'm kind of seeing if you are involved in something where I'm feeling more like if you're involved in something that has to do with like, I don't know why I heard arbitration or like mediation or something where you have to, where like, it's not actually a trial yet, but it's like you're trying to work things out before going to trial, if that makes sense. Like somebody might be involved in something like that here. It's like there's gonna be an agreement that's reached. Like there's gonna be like a resolution, like a peaceful resolution, or like an agreement that two people are able to come to. So for example, like instead of going to trial for a divorce, or like instead of actually going to court, it's like you guys would be able to settle, or someone else that you know would be able to settle the, like work the agreement out for, how, what's that called? Is it like called disillusionment instead of like, I don't know what I'm getting, but basically it's like instead of it's like you work things out like with lawyers present, but it's like you're not, and maybe a judge, but it's not like you actually go to trial to have like an agreement, like a divorce or like a divorce agreement decided upon in front of a judge. So it's like you guys are able to peacefully separate your assets and like figure out who's getting what and come to a conclusion and an agreement on how things are going to separate, or how alimony is going to go, if that's a thing. It's like it's something about or how custody will work if there are kids involved. It's something like that. It's like something that's not actually, it's like something that could go to court, but you're trying to settle it before doing that. It's like some situation like that. If you're involved in that, or someone you know is, it looks like they're going to be able to work that out and come to like a peaceful agreement on things without going to court. So that might be again, that's probably not going to resonate for most people, but that's just something I'm picking up. So yeah, really just any conflict with anyone. This could apply to literally any conflict you might be having with any person. Or even with like an organization, or even like the government or something, but it just looks like whatever it is here, there's an agreement that is able to be reached in a peaceful way, that where both parties are satisfied with it, or at least are okay with it. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to get you guys, hopefully that is helpful. And then I'm going to get you guys some affirmation cards here. These are Affirmators. These are like sort of, they're supposed to be funny, like sort of have a sense of humor about them. But anyway, we're just going to be asking if there's any other bits of information they think might be helpful for you to hear right now regarding this situation. Okay, anything else for group 3 might be helpful for them to hear right now? Wow, this is so crazy. This is what group 2 got too. It's the clarity card. It says, clarity, stopping to listen to my inner self. I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Okay, anyway. So there we go. Okay, so I feel like either you or the other person is going to get some sort of clarity here that is going to let you know, maybe clarity on why a certain conflict happened, or what the actual issue is, or just like some sort of epiphany or clarity is going to come to you about how to resolve it. Or maybe it'll just come to the other person, like maybe the other person will just, it will just hit them and they'll realize, oh wow, I was approaching this the complete wrong way, or like, wow, I feel like an idiot, I shouldn't have said that, or they realize why they were arguing about something, or they have a different perspective on something, or you do. It's like there's something here, or maybe both of you do, depending on what the conflict is. It's going to be different for all of you, but it looks like somebody here is going to have clarity Either you or the other person is going to have clarity on how to resolve this. Maybe clarity on what went wrong too. I feel like that's part of the resolution here, is understanding where the other person was coming from, or understanding where the conflict, like where the conflict actually came from in the first place, or why it happened in the first place. Seems like it has something to do with understanding. It looks like there's going to be a deeper understanding between the parties involved, like the two people involved or whoever's involved with this. So it doesn't look like things are just like haphazardly patched up, or it doesn't look like one of those situations basically where somebody just says, just says sorry, but there's not actually a real resolution to this situation. Or it doesn't look like one of those where people pretend like nothing ever happened and they just go about their lives, but they're still harboring resentment over like what happened or something. It doesn't feel like something like that. It feels like it's a really good solid resolution where like things are talked out, things are understood. People are seeing things from each other's perspective, or people are being able to communicate well where they're coming from and help the other person to understand, like both people or all people involved in this are able to communicate well, I think, and get the clarity and the understanding that they need about like what went on, or why this happened, or where the other person's coming from. And also like what to do about it, like what is the best way to proceed so this doesn't happen again, or what needs to happen in order for something to be fixed or resolved. Yeah, so I feel like it's going to be a good resolution. It's not just going to be where two people aren't fighting anymore or something like that, but they're still not really, like things aren't really fully repaired. It feels like there's going to be a full repair here. It feels like there is going to be like an understanding. It feels like minds are going to be opened here, and there's going to be an actual understanding that's going to produce a resolution. Yeah, and on the bottom of the deck we have follow your heart. It says, I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Yeah. So, what I'm really getting from this, though, is like, yeah, hearts are going to be open. Like people are going to, whoever is involved in this conflict, it's like there's going to be an opening of the heart. And I think there's going to, okay, yeah, I'm hearing heart to heart conversation. So there, again, with like, there's going to be an actual understanding that happens here. I think that there's going to be a very heartfelt conversation that happens where people are really, like truthfully expressing their feelings. And where I feel like it just feels like an open-hearted thing. It feels like there's going to be a true, again, like there's love involved. It's like there's something where I'm just feeling like there's some sort of repair to the heart. It's a resolution where it's not just like where the verbal fighting stops, but there's still a lot of hurt involved. It feels like it's one of those scenarios where there is actual true healing of the heart. There's true loving understanding that occurs, and it's like whatever happens here, it's a resolution that helps repair the heart. Like if someone was feeling a lot of pain or sadness or heartache over something, it's like this is being repaired through this resolution, Oh my gosh, sorry. What the freaking heck is wrong with my throat? The weather has been crazy, guys. I'm so sorry. It's like I've just been having some issues with my throat because of all the allergens, because we just keep getting rain and all kinds of issues. Anyway, and you know, it just occurred to me that that could have actually had something to do with the throat chakra too. Like I was picking up on like a throat chakra blockage of some sort being removed, because the throat chakra has to do with communication, and we're talking about communication here. So, but basically what I'm seeing is like it's gonna help heal your heart here. So it looks like there's again a true understanding. There's a true opening. There's a true sincere exchange that allows both of you to feel like you can be open-hearted with each other again, I think, or at least honest with each other. And it does feel like whatever happens here, it's a resolution that that is healing. It allows all parties involved to feel like their heart is healed from whatever pain was being caused by this conflict here. So that's really nice to see, guys, because, you know, yeah, it feels like it's going to be okay. Be okay. I will love you either way. Yeah, I'm hearing that song. So I'm hearing that song, so I'm thinking even if you guys aren't going to like necessarily come back together, for instance, in the scenario where like maybe this is a separation of some sort, it's like even if it's a separation or a breakup or something, it's like there's still a resolution that allows the hearts to mend in some way, or it's like there's no animosity or unkindness, and like it allows like the heart, it's still some sort of a healing exchange, even if for most of you I feel like people are going to be coming back together from this resolution. But in the case of like say a divorce or a separation or something like that, I still feel like there's still this peace between them, and there's still like an understanding. There's some sort of love there that is, it's like even if we can't work it out or feel like we can be compatible enough to be together, we still have love for each other. It's something like that. Or like we still have, for instance, like love for our children, or we're still appreciative of the time or experiences that we spent together. And there's still some sort of healing in that, is something I'm picking up, because I was hearing that song by Shawn Mendes, and I was thinking like, if we can't stop the bleeding, we don't have to fix it. We don't need to stay. I will love you either way. So it's like, yeah, again, it's like even if we can't fix it, I may have gotten those lyrics wrong, but it's close enough. The point is, it's like even if you can't fully fix it, it's like there's still a love there. It's like even if you can't completely patch it all back together, or you have to go your separate ways, there's still a peace between you. There's still an understanding that there's still a love between you. There's not hate. There's not animosity. There's no loose ends that are just where people are angry, or there's like a negative charge between you two. It's like there's still this feeling of like, okay, I understand. We just can't make even if you can't make it work, like in a close relationship, there's still a peaceful parting of the ways, if that makes any sense. And there is something about that is healing or freeing to the heart in some way. So that will be for some of you, not for all of you. For a lot of you, I do feel like, for most of you, I do feel like something is coming back together, you know, that people are going to be joining back together. But in the case where that can't happen, this is like the type of scenario I feel where there's still peace, even if you go your separate ways. So there's still an understanding too, on a heart level. So hopefully, I'm feeling really emotional right now. Sorry guys. I really feel that in my heart. I think maybe someone really needed to hear that, or I'm picking up on the feelings that like, it just feels like it's okay now, you know, and it feels, yeah, it feels really meaningful, or it feels really, it does feel like there's a weight being lifted off, and it feels good. It feels like I'm just hearing like something that's not going to leave a scar. Don't know why I'm hearing this, but I'm hearing like something that can heal clean. I don't know why they are phrasing it that way, but I feel like it's going to mean something to someone, or produce an image where you'll understand what I'm saying. But it's sort of like, instead of there being like a jagged scar from it, or a bunch of scar tissue left that, or baggage that you have to carry around, it's almost like it feels like it's going to, I just keep hearing heal clean, or heal. It's like it will heal. It's like this is healing. This resolution is healing, in that it doesn't feel like you have to carry it around anymore. It's like something that will be so peacefully resolved that you don't have to spend a long time healing from it anymore, or carry any sort of pain around with you that keeps revisiting you. It's like, it just feels like it's allowing your heart to be free, and the other person's heart to be free of that pain. Feels really good. I'm really happy for you guys, group 3. This is a good reading. Like, however this goes specifically, it's still good, you know, whether the message for you is you're coming back together with someone, or you have to leave someone, but there's peace. It's like, whatever it is here, it's good. This is good energy, you know. Yeah, I'm really glad to get to deliver this message today. Some of the other two were a little bit rough. And this feels really good. This does my heart good when I get to deliver some messages like this to you guys. So thank you for being here so that I could get this message for you. It's really nice. Yeah. So I think this is all I've got for you, group 3. I think this is what the message needed to be. So, okay, I hope this helped you guys in some way. If you enjoyed it, or it helped you in some way, if you could give the video a thumbs up, click the like button, I would really, really appreciate it. It helps the channel, and it helps the video a lot. It helps the video reach more people that might also need this message. So I really appreciate it when you do that. And I love reading your comments. So if you wanted to comment, that would be really nice. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I hope to see you again sometime soon, group 3. I'm sending you much, much love, and wishing you so much luck, and with this and with everything. And I'm really happy for you guys. And okay, yeah. So, yeah, hopefully I'll see you again soon. Take care, group 3. Bye. Hi, group 4. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so what happened here, guys, is I started the reading, but I really, really needed to eat something. And when I was talking, I felt like I just really wasn't making a whole lot of sense. So I just decided to start over. I decided to go eat something, come back and start over. But that's why your cards are are already laid out here. So I'm sorry about that. Maybe I'll put in some footage of me shuffling them out so you can see. But okay. So, and I actually feel like that story kind of ties into the energy of this group really, because it has something to do with you guys sort of neglecting your own needs, or setting aside your own needs, ignoring your own needs in order to help others, or putting others ahead of yourself, or other people's needs ahead of your own really, really frequently, to the point of it being kind of detrimental to you guys, where it's not really serving you in a way that is beneficial or sustainable long term. I feel like it's something that's kind of draining you guys. So we'll get into it more in a second, but we have the card Let Go, and we have the card Reconsider. And I feel like the message has to do with reconsidering, like thinking I feel like I should reread these cards too. Anyway, we have positive thinking. It says, in the garden of my mind, I water the good thoughts and weed out the bad ones. I throw in forgiveness and empathy seeds by the handful if I want, and I take a lawnmower to that jealousy and resentment patch. I'm a pretty badass mind gardener. And then we have self-love here. And it says, I openly embrace a feeling of self-love, the PG kind. I love myself because I understand myself. I love myself as the most committed partner I will ever have. I show myself love any way that I can, and when I screw up, I remember to be sweet and gentle with myself. If not, I'm going to make myself sleep on the couch. Got that self? These are supposed to be like humorous affirmation cards. So then we have engagement, and it says, today I make the conscious choice to engage with the world in an active way. I'll take a new route and talk to strangers. I will smell flowers and pet dogs, and maybe walk around barefoot for a while if I'm not inside a 7-Eleven. At the very least, I'll have a day that's slightly more interesting than average. And at the most, I'll have a startling epiphany or make a friend who will change my life forever. No pressure. And then we have everyone's a teacher. It says, everyone I cross paths with is a teacher in that moment. The ones who give me the fun lessons are the ones I call friends. The ones who give me the hard lessons I sometimes call a-holes. They've chosen a tough job, but someone's got to do it. So today I'm thanking all the a-holes. Thank you, a-holes, for playing your part in making me a better person. And then, and also you don't have to agree with these cards, but this, you know, anyway, so we've got story of my life. Story of my life. I had to, I'm sorry guys. Okay, anyway, story of my life. As I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make it the kind of story where even the tough parts have a sort of inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it'll be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer Prize for Best Inner Monologue. Anyway, you know what? It's interesting though, because I feel like that song actually does have, like, there is a line in the song that actually ties into this reading, because there's like one line where it's like, I spend her love until she's broke inside. I'm pretty sure that's the line. And I feel like that has to do with this, because I feel like you give out a lot of love, group 4, to people. You're giving out a lot of energy. You really like to uplift people. You like to be friendly. You like to give to others. You like to engage a lot with others and, you know, be uplifting and kind and cheerful and give kind words to people and, you know, random acts of kindness and things like that. Or you just give a lot of your time and energy to the people that you care about. But I feel like even more than that, it's even strangers, like anybody whose path you cross, you try to be the kindest and best person you can to everybody you meet. And then we have friendliness here. It says, whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money will also work. All right, so I feel like your guides are asking you to have a little bit more discernment and reconsider about who you... Okay, that was weird. I don't know what I heard. Anyway, reconsider who you give your energy to. So, and just be maybe a little bit more, like more mindful, and more discerning about who you give your energy to.
And also how often.
Okay, that is super weird. I feel like my nose is like making a weird sound. Like my nose is whistling or something. The allergens have been crazy in my house these past few days, so I am so sorry. I cannot believe this is happening. Oh my god. Okay. This too shall pass. This whole time period has just been like it has been crazy. Okay, anyway, the whole thing is your guides, I think, are asking you to I think they just want to bring to your attention that you are a really, 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 really kind and generous person. And they love that about you. Your guides love that about you, and they appreciate you so much. I feel like, you know, I feel like the divine really appreciates you guys for the contributions that you make to people and to the world in general, which, I mean, because, yeah, you try to make everybody's day brighter, and you are a beautiful little light in the world. And the kindness that you spread to people, it really does matter. You know, every small thing matters. But it's like, I think your guides actually want you to see how much you truly do matter, and how maybe you guys do already know that, but there's something here about they're a little bit worried about you is all. They're concerned because I think sometimes you put yourself ahead, your own needs, or you put other people's needs ahead of your own too much. So there's something here where they're feeling like it's not balanced, and that's why they're asking you to let go. Like they're asking you to reconsider when you're thinking about taking on something. I'm kind of feeling like maybe you guys have a tendency to take on a lot of responsibilities or a lot of, requests at once. Like if somebody, like maybe you have a tendency to really not want, like you don't want to say no to people. If people ask you for help or ask you for something, you feel like you really want to say yes, even though on some level maybe you know that you kind of need a rest, or you probably should say no. Or maybe you have a tendency to just really go out of your way a lot to help other people, even though it may not necessarily even when it might really inconvenience you a lot, if not like genuinely cause you some sort of a hardship to do it, like you will help someone even if it causes you some sort of hardship, I'm hearing. So it's like, or it could be something smaller where like, you know, you really need to rest and you're really, really tired. Like, you know, you're on the verge of a burnout and you really, really need to sleep in. Let's say like you've been planning, like you're going to sleep in on Saturday and you're going to stay in and you're going to let yourself, you know, just like recharge, and you're going to do something you want to do, and you're just going to like watch Netflix or something, or cook your favorite meal, something like that. And you're just going to spend time by yourself, caring for yourself, recharging yourself, you know, giving some love to yourself. But then, you know, somebody calls and they're like, they just want to, like, I don't know, they want to have lunch with you, or they want to have breakfast with you, or there's something about where they're like, can you drive me to this place like early this morning on the day, like early on Saturday morning, and you feel really bad about saying no. Maybe they're like, can you drive me to the airport? And you feel bad saying no, so you put off the one day you had to care for yourself in order to be there for someone else, even though they could have, you know, even though it wasn't absolutely necessary, where they could have like gotten an Uber or something, you know, to take them, or they could have found someone else, but you felt like obligated, like it was your duty as a good friend or something to do that. And so I don't know, that might not be the best example, but it just feels like I'm hearing like you would give the shirt off your back to help somebody, you know? And I feel like your guides are just saying that some people will take advantage of that. And which you probably do know by now, but maybe it's a little bit harder for some of you to see sometimes exactly who is taking advantage of your kindness. And by that I mean they're not valuing it properly for what it is. So it's sort of like, it's like they're spending whatever you give to them, but it's like they're not fully understanding or appreciating the value of what it is that you're giving to them. It's sort of like it's sort of like some of the people that you've been giving to. And maybe for some of you, this will just be confirmation of like realizations that you've had recently. And then this is just going to be validation for you that you've made the right choice in being more discerning about who you give your energy to, and like saving more energy for yourself, and taking, you know, turning more of your love and care towards yourself. That could be the case for some of you in this group. But yeah, I just feel I'm like getting this image of some of the people that you've been giving a lot of your energy to are like, I don't know, but I'm getting this scene from Elf, the movie Elf, like the Christmas movie Elf. Do you remember when Buddy the Elf, one of the scenes from him in New York, like when he was trying everything out, like when he first got there, he was going back and forth between the guys who were handing out flyers, and he was literally just like taking all of them. He was just like, thank you. And then he'd like go to the next person and be like, thank you. And then he'd go back to the one he was just at and like collect another flyer and be like, thank you. And he just had a whole handful of the flyers. And then obviously the guys handing out the flyers then got irritated, like, what are you doing? You're just taking all of the flyers. Like, you can't just have all the flyers. Well, it just, I don't know why they're using that image, but they're like showing it to me, like the people that you're giving out this kindness and this these acts of service to, and this friendliness and everything, it's sort of like they're sort of like Buddy the Elf, where it's like if you're handing it out, they will take it. They're like, yes, thank you. And then they'll just come back around again and take it again. Like, yes, and I'll have that one. And I'll have that one. And yes, if you're giving this to me, I'll take that one too. But it's like they're not seeing, it's like they're not seeing, they don't have a sense of like, a natural sense of I think what they're just getting at is that you're putting in more effort to, like, the energy that you're giving out in order to give this to this person is way more than this person is acknowledging or appreciating. So it's like, it's sort of like to them, what you're giving out is just like a flyer, you know, like your, for instance, it's like if you sent this person a really, really heartfelt letter, or like you heard they were having a hard time and you sent them this letter that you spent a really long time on, and along with like a care package that you put a lot of heart into putting together for that person, and you sent that to them. It's sort of like if you did that, that person might just be like, oh, thanks, that was so nice. But it's like you put hours of work into it to show that you really cared about this person, and then they were not receiving it with the same energy that it was given. So it's like they're not taking the time to note it. Either they don't want to, or they just are kind of oblivious. But in any case, it's like they're not receiving that gift with an understanding of like just how much went into it. They're just like, oh, that's nice, thanks. Or wow, that was nice. But like they're not really fully appreciating it, if that makes sense. It's like I don't think they're able to. For some of you, this is like one specific person that we're talking about here, but for others of you, I feel like this is kind of a repeat pattern, or maybe like a group of people where you're constantly the one where you're the one that people rely on. You're the one that people turn to for help, or like a shoulder to cry on. But then it feels like when you need something, or even when you need a moment to care for yourself, it just seems like people are not very supportive of that, or not understanding of that, or they're not reciprocating. You know, that's the thing. They're not being reciprocal about it. They're like, they enjoy what you give to them, but they aren't ready to return that energy in any way. It's sort of like they're just gonna actually keep kind of draining you, is what it feels like. Because it's like you give all these things to them, and then they never give back to you. It's like they actually just keep taking. They're just always the takers. They're always receiving, or they're always taking from you, rather than ever being the one giving back anything to you. And so in that case, you're getting drained down. It's like you're putting out way more energy than these people are returning to you. So it's not like, and I'm not calling them like bad, because I actually just think some of them might just really be kind of oblivious, or maybe sort of immature, or just like don't really notice things. Or they just don't. They just kind of feel kind of unaware, or they just don't honestly know how to receive the type of energy that you're giving out. I feel like for a lot of them, it's like they don't even really recognize what it is, or they don't really even know how to receive it. For some of them, it might even be kind of like weird to them, because they're not familiar with it, and they don't understand it, and it's not really something that they have maybe experienced a lot before, or something that they do. So I'm not like saying they're awful people, but it's like but there's still what they're doing though, it's still just going to leave you drained, because they're not going to be giving anything back. And it's just one of those things where at this point your self-care, I think, might be suffering a bit more than you might be noticing. Because it's funny, when I started this group, I wasn't noticing, like I had forgotten again that like I really was hungry and I really needed to eat something, and I just kind of ignored that. I was ignoring that because I'm like, oh, I've got to do the reading. It won't take me too long to finish this. But I had been hungry for a while, since like pile 2, I think I was hungry, and I didn't stop to feed myself. And I just kept going with this. And I feel like that was almost like a message for you guys. It was kind of reflecting your energy, I think, in this group, which is, putting things off, putting off your self-care, or not noticing the needs that you have because you're so focused on everything outside of you, or everything, everyone else's needs or desires. And then a lot of your own just kind of get pushed to the back burner. And I think that a lot of you've been taking on too much, I think, is the message recently. I think they just wanted to check in with you and let you know that recently you've been just, I think, burning the candle at both ends a little too much, and you've been taking on too much, and you've been giving a bit too much to others versus how much you're giving to yourself, and it has become unbalanced. And so, because you're a giver, and you give, you have such a big heart, and you give so much to so many other people. But at this moment it's unbalanced, and your self-care has been suffering, and your guides want you to know that you are you're a beautiful person, and you deserve your beautiful, tender, loving care too. Just like you give so much care to others, you deserve to give that to yourself too, and to also have people in your life who give that back to you. Not just you, but other people in your life who give that to you too. Because if they're just taking all the time, or they're just always the ones receiving, and they don't really ever give back to you, that's just a draining situation to be in. And honestly, like, people could do better. They could treat you better, and there are other people out there that you could give your energy to that would treat you a lot better than some of these people that you have been giving your energy to, is the message. It's like, I'm kind of feeling like they're telling me your energy is very precious, or your energy is very heartfelt and meaningful, that it's very special, in that it's rare. You don't find it just every day. Like, not everyone is just like this. You have a very kind heart. You have a very open heart. You have a very radiant, strong heart energy, and it's beautiful what you can. Like, you have so much love in you to give. But I'm just feeling like other people, so many other people, they're taking advantage of it. Or again, it's just like they don't know what to do with it, or something even. So I'm not saying it's a waste, but it sort of is, in that they're kind of saying it is a waste. Some of the people that you have been giving this energy to of yours, they're kind of showing it as a bit of a waste. Not that, I mean, nothing is ever a complete waste, but they're showing me like, it's like you guys, you're like some like precious antique or something, or you're more than that. It's like let me get Sometimes I suck at examples. Okay. It's like, please, could you please give me an example, of something. Okay, I've got another one. Okay, I've got an example. It's not probably the best example, but it'll work hopefully. So let's say you have like one of the, like a first edition copy of some really like famous special book. Let's say it's like first edition of A Tale of Two Cities. We'll just go with this. I don't know why. So you have this book, and it's like and it's really expensive and it's special. There's only a few of these left there's only so many in the world. And once those are gone, like there aren't any more. You can't make any more. Like this is it. And so it's like you give this special book to somebody and it's this really special gift, and they look at it and they actually don't even know who Charles Dickens is, or they're just like, oh yeah, wasn't that some old guy who like lived a really long time ago? And you're like, yeah. And they like don't even know the types of, like, they don't even know the books he's written. They don't know what A Tale of Two Cities is. They've never read it, and they don't really care that much about books in general, or don't really know much about it. And to them, they're just like, they just don't really, like, it just doesn't register to them. And you're like trying to tell them that, like, it's sort of like they're just, they don't even really think much about it. And, like, you tell them that it's valuable and they don't really get it because they just think that it's like not a very important thing. Like, why would, I don't know who wouldn't know that that's valuable, but the example is that this person like just wouldn't get what its value was. And so then you see this person one day, like one of their like, to them, they have no use for it, basically, and they're just, it's like they don't know they can sell it or something, or they don't look into it, or they just don't believe you when you say it's valuable. And so, like, you go, like, one day, one of their, like, dressers lost a leg, or it's, like, it's not even, and it's, like, shaky, so they needed something to stick under the leg of the dresser to make it more stable. So they grab this first edition of this precious book and they shove it under their dresser to hold up their dresser. And that, like, that's the use that they have for this book. And like in their mind, so I don't know, the point of the example is like, it would be like giving something precious to someone and like they use it to prop up their dresser, which most people would like their heart would stop if they saw something like that. Like, why are you doing that? Like, oh my God, this is a precious item. Like, you can't just use it to prop up your dresser. And then, you know, you could make the argument, well, this special first edition book, it isn't a complete waste, is it? No, it has a use. It's going to use holding up a dresser. So it's not a complete waste, but you know, it is but at the same time, it sort of is a complete waste, because it's like, if you had given that book to anybody else who really understood the value of that book, or really loved A Tale of Two Cities, they would have treasured that book, and then it would have been with somebody who really, really loved it fully and understood it to be what it is. And it's like, you guys are sort of like that. You're like a very precious book, I guess. But like the love that you give to people, it is precious, and your energy is precious. Your time is valuable. Your energy is valuable. And it's like giving so much of your time and energy to certain people who are just not, who are going to just like, again, they're like not getting, they're not receiving it as valuable. They look at it and you you give this beautiful gift to them and they just look at it like, oh, thanks. I'll use this to prop up my dresser, essentially. Or like, oh, that was nice. And then they forget about it. 2 seconds later, it's like it never even happened. And it's like you put so many hours of yourself into this, or you planned this, or like you put so much heartfelt emotion behind what you said to them or what you gave to them or something like that. And then they don't even remember. Like a second later, it's like it's gone, like it never even meant anything and it never even really reached their heart. And I don't know, that's just what I'm getting from this story. And I think I'm just getting kind of worked up because I feel protective of you guys, group 4. I'm like, you know what? I just want to see my group 4s be with people who are treating them like the beautiful gifts that they are, that are receiving their gifts and seeing them for what they are. Instead of just, wasting them. Or just like not even really acknowledging them. Because what you have to offer here is a beautiful thing. And I feel like your guides are encouraging you to turn more of that love that you are giving out to a lot of other people and turning it more towards yourself, because your self-care could really use, yourself could use some more care right now. They're asking you to give that same kindness and generosity that you give to others to yourself. And maybe some of you are already doing that. And if so, then this is a confirmation that you're making the right choice, that you're doing the right thing. Yeah, I think they're just asking you to, I'm hearing conserve your energy. Because you've been putting a lot of it out towards others and it's not coming back to you from those same people that you're putting out the energy to. Or you're putting out way more than they are. So they're asking you to conserve a bit more and to try to only match, instead of going above and beyond, to only match try more to match what's coming back to you, and that might help you to conserve your energy more, so that you don't end up feeling drained. Because you guys are really, you're givers in a big way. You give so much to others. And I think it's really hard for you. I think to you, you might have trouble seeing what equal actually looks like. Because to you, I think it's like if somebody is nice at all, or if someone needs help, you will give the shirt off your back, no questions asked, or you just go way above and beyond. And to you, that's a normal level. To you, that's, oh my God, why can't I do this? Reading, why am I so tired? You know what? I think, I'm tired, guys. This reading is making me tired. Just being in this group is actually really draining my energy. And I feel again, the message is just that your energy is getting drained. You're getting too tired, and your guides want you to know that, it's draining you. It's making you too tired, and it is taking away from, I just feel like I just feel like it's taking too much away from you right now, and your guides are asking you to take more of a break and really make self-care more of a priority at this moment, and just letting you know that, not showing up for everyone all the time, or not being at your most sunshiny best all the time, or not going above and beyond all the time is okay. That, you know, people are going to be okay, basically, is like, they will find another way, you know, and they're not going to hate you for it. And if they do, then they really have a severe problem, because what you're doing, just taking some time out for yourself, that's not bad. If they're going to get all mad at you for drawing some boundaries and taking some time off, or not giving as much as you were, you know, then that's just tough, you know, like they just have to get over it, because again, they weren't putting much towards you. They weren't giving back much before. So if they want to get like mad about the fact that you're not just like constantly giving to them when they're not giving much back, it's like, that's ridiculous. Like, do it yourself, you know, like they could. The world will not end. Like, they're not 2 years old. They can figure it out. Like, some other people can pick up the slack for a little while. Like, it's not going to kill them, you know? Now, like, I guess if you are in it, like, obviously I'm not talking about a situation where you actually are dealing with someone who is a child, but these would be people who can care for themselves, obviously, but like, oh, I just feel like I can't talk in this group. Like, even after the snack, I just feel like I need to put my head down and sleep, because I just feel like, okay, yeah, you guys need to sleep more. I think that's a specific message for you. Like, you really, really need, you guys need some sleep, my group 4s. I think you guys are really tired. Yeah, you need some time to fill your own cup here. And if you can, try to be around. I mean, if you do have some people that can give to you or do give to you, then try to be around, make some time to be around them more. And then basically just tell the I'm just hearing, like, just basically tell the other people, tell anybody else who wants your time or your energy to just take a hike. Like, just, you know what? You can wait. You can wait a second. Like, I need a break. I need some time for myself. And you know what? If I'm really that valuable to you, you will wait. Like, it will not be the end of the flippin' world. You can wait. Like, I mean, it's the least you can do is wait for me. Like, it's what I'm hearing them say. It's like the least they can do is wait for you, group 4, while you take a break to care for yourself. That's the very least somebody can do for you. I mean, at best, they should be caring for you. They should be helping you. If they hear that you need a break and you're stressed out and you need some self-care time, the best case scenario, what they should be doing is being like, is there anything I can do to help? Can I give you something? Can I get you something? Is there something that you need? Can I take over something for you for a minute to take some weight off your shoulders? You know, that is what a really good friend would do. Or even even just offering something, like sending you something nice to just remind you that you're cared about, and like to make your day a little bit brighter. Like send you a care package, or even just like, or I don't know, order you some food or something like that, but just something like a kind gesture to remind you you're cared about. Like, that would be the best case scenario, would be that they would literally help you with things. That's what they should be doing. If they're not doing that, then the very least they can do is freaking wait on you while you take care of yourself. You know, like, that is the bare minimum. And if they can't even do that without throwing a freaking hissy fit, like, there's the door, you know, like, I just feel angry for you, group 4. I'm just like, you know what? My group 4s need a rest. Like, if you have a problem with that, there's the door. If you can't handle that, like, you know, like, quit throwing such a freaking hissy fit. What are you, 2? Like, again, I feel like you're dealing with a bunch of like emotionally immature children, and like very, very, I mean, it's like they have the emotional maturity and of like, oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I probably should not judge the people because you probably care about them. And here I am, like, just like attacking them. And you're probably like, oh, they're not so bad. But I'm just telling you though, you deserve better, group 4. That's all I'm saying. Like, you are a diamond, and you deserve to be treated like that. You deserve to have people who understand what you are and see your value and treat you like you're valuable. And don't treat you like you're just something there to prop their dresser up. You know, like you deserve to be cherished. And you deserve to have people around you who give back what you give to them. Because otherwise it is sort of a waste. Otherwise it is sort of like you're giving a book to somebody who's just going to stuff it under the leg of a dresser to hold it steady, instead of like protecting it and cherishing it and realizing what a treasure it is. It's kind of like a waste, and your guides don't want to see you waste it, because that energy could be very well spent on your own self-care right now, which is where they feel like it should be spent. Yeah. You deserve the best of you. They don't deserve the best of you right now. You deserve the best of you. And the people who are there for you, like really there for you, in times when you're having some struggles, then, you know, they deserve the best of you sometimes. But otherwise, it's like you deserve your best. You know, those other people who aren't giving back to you or don't even understand what it is they're even getting, they don't deserve your best. I'm sorry, but they don't. I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand, talk to myself for hours, say things I don't understand. Yeah, I can love me better than you can. Yeah, you can. I think right now it's one of those scenarios where you probably can love yourself much better than most of the people you have around you right now, group 4. And so your guides are encouraging you to do that for yourself until the day comes when you will have some people in your life who do contribute to you and are there for you when you need some help, like a true friend, you know, that have something they can give to you. And if you do have someone like that, hopefully, you know, maybe they can help you out a little bit. But I just feel like I just want to with this group, I just feel like I want to be like, I just feel so protective over this group. I feel like I need to just be like, I feel like I like want to, I feel like I want to be like a security guard for group 4's energy, and just be like, if anyone shows up at your door, just be like, no, no, you leave, because group 4 needs their rest, and like, you are not getting a drop of their energy. Shame on you. That's how I feel right now. I just want to do that for you guys. I just want to be like, I want to be like your secretary, or like your, like, I don't know, like your personal assistant or something, or your, like a bodyguard or something, like some sort of guard, and just be like, no, you're not allowed. Like, no, go away. You don't get to be, you don't get to be in their presence today. You do not get to be in group 4's presence. No. You don't deserve any of her energy or their energy, his energy. You don't deserve any energy, okay? Like, go give it to yourself. God damn it. Like, it just feels like no more. Like, the kitchen is closed today, okay? Kitchen closed. Like, any energy, any food, it is all going to group 4's beautiful self right now, okay? Like, that's just what needs to happen. I feel so passionate in this group. I don't know. I just care about you guys, group 4, and I don't like seeing this happen where you're getting drained, and because you seem like a really nice and giving person, and I'm just like, you know what? This person deserves to have people giving back to them, and definitely not people who just take, and then, you know, the moose. I don't know why I use that word. The moose. I don't know. Half the time I have no clue why I end up saying the words that I do. Channeling's weird sometimes. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. Anyway, but leave, you know, like, and then they just up and leave when you need something. Or when you need something, they actually try to take even more from you. Even when you need something and you're trying to take care of yourself, they actually have the audacity to come around and try to get even more from you, even though you're already like struggling and they know it because you've said something. And then they actually still keep like asking you for stuff. And you're just like, are you kidding me? I don't know. There's like something about that coming through too. But it's like, I just feel so tired of this group, guys. I don't think I can even finish. Like, I think that's all I can do. Like, seriously, the energy is getting to me, and I'm just like, I have to go rest now. Like, I'm gonna, yeah, okay, that's my confirmation. My guides are like, you have to rest too. I'm gonna take my own advice from this group, and I'm gonna go rest. And I hope this helped you in some way, group 4. I'm not sure how much sense it made, or maybe it wasn't very helpful, but I hope it was like validating or confirming or something for some of you. So if you liked it, if you could give it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel, it helps the video to get circulated more, and so other people who might be able to, you know, who might benefit from this message, from these messages, can find them. So that's always nice. And yeah, and it helps me, it helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. So if you could do that, that'd be nice. And yeah, if you want to comment, I always love hearing from you guys. And I think that's it. I'm sending you guys so much love, and wishing you, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm wishing you really, really good rest, really good rejuvenation time. I'm hoping that your self-care time is nice, and that people leave you alone unless they're being really, really nice to you. And then I hope that they shower you in nice things and are very generous to you. And yeah, anyway, sending you a lot of love, group 4. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you again sometime very soon. Take care, group 4. Bye.